إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها فإن كل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أحييكم بتحية الإسلام وهي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So Alhamdulillah, last week we already finished about the another types of weak hadith mukhtalit. So we explained the hukum of hadith mukhtalit, and also we said the hukum of hadith mukhtalit. Before we give, if we find the hadith mukhtalit, before we give this hadith hukum, we have to understand the types of this hadith mukhtalit. So we said that this hukum is divided into two, qismul awwal and qismul thani. We said that qismul awwal is the narrators that narrated the hadith, is the narrators siqat, and they become mukhtalitun. So after they become mukhtalitun, they didn't narrated the hadith, they didn't give the hadith to anybody. So we said source of these narrators, their hadith is authentic. Why? Because after they become mukhtalitun, nobody narrated hadith from them. Nobody narrated hadith from them because they stopped giving the hadith to any student. We say also the narrators that they become mukhtalitun, but they stopping giving the hadith from their memorization, they give the hadith from their books. We say also these narrators, their hadith is accepted. Their hadith is accepted. Why? Because when they become mukhtalitun, they didn't give the hadith from their memorization. They just give the hadith from their book. So if they give the hadith from their book, so it's very difficult. They make a mistake because they have their books and they read from their books. So if we find any narrators like this, so his hadith is accepted. So the narrators that their hadith is accepted, if he become mukhtalitun, is the narrators after they become mukhtalitun, they stopping giving the hadith to any student, or they stopping giving the hadith from their memorization, they continue giving the hadith from their books. So if you find any narrators like this, his hadith is accepted. Then qismul thani is the narrators that they become mukhtalitun. After they become mukhtalitun, they continue giving the hadith. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. They continue giving the hadith from their memorization, So this kind of narrators, we say they have divided into six. We said the first one means if this narrator become mukhtalit, we find many students narrated hadith from him before he became a mukhtalit, but nobody narrated hadith from him after he became a mukhtalit. So this person, his hadith is accepted. Why? Because nobody narrated hadith from him after he became a mukhtalit. When his student know that he became the mukhtalit, they stopping narrated hadith from him. Also, number two is the person who become mukhtalit and some his student narrated hadith from him before he became mukhtalit, and some student narrated hadith from him after he became mukhtalit. So this person, we accepted the hadith from his hadith from the student narrated from him before he became mukhtalit, and we rejected the hadith from the student who narrated from him after he became mukhtalit. Then number 3 is the narrator who became mukhtalit and all his students narrated from him after he became a mukhtalit. So this person, if we find his hadith from any student, his hadith is rejected, because we don't have any student who narrated from him before he became mukhtalit. Number 4 is the narrator. Yeah? Yes. Just today is revision. Okay, number 2 and 3. Okay, number 2 is the narrator, he become mukhtalit. He have some student who narrated hadith from him before, and the student that narrated hadith from him after. Means before he became mukhtalit and after he became a mukhtalit. So for this reason we look. If we find any student narrated hadith from him, we look. If we find this student narrated hadith from him before he became mukhtalit, we say this hadith is accepted. But if you find the student who narrated from him after he became mukhtalit, so his hadith is rejected. Number 2. ومنهم من سمع منه قبل الاختلاط وبعد اختلاط. Number 2. ومنهم من سمع منه قبل الاختلاط وبعد الاختلاط. وحديث من سمع من قبل الاختلاط مقبول، من قبل الاختلاط مقبول، والذي سمع منه بعد الاختلاط مردود. So number 2, we said that is the narrator who became mukhtalit and some student narrated hadith from him before he became mukhtalit, and some student narrated hadith from him after he became a mukhtalit. So we say this person, if we find his hadith, we look. If we find the student that narrated hadith from him before mukhtalit, we accepted the hadith. But if we find the student who narrated hadith from him after mukhtalit, we said the hadith is rejected. So this is number 2. Number 3 means is the narrator وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ سَمِعَ مِنْهُ بَعْدَ اِخْتِلَاتٍ فَقَط. He became a mukhtalit, but all his students narrated hadith from him after he became mukhtalit. Nobody narrated from him before ikhtilat. All the students that narrated hadith from him narrated it from him after he became a mukhtalit. So this is the difference between number 3 and number 2. Number 2, he have 2 students. One narrated from him before ikhtilat, the second one narrated from him after ikhtilat. So for number 2, we accepted the hadith from the first student who narrated from him before. We rejected the hadith from the second student because he narrated from him after. But number 3, all his students narrated from him after. So for this reason, we rejected all his hadith. But number 2, we didn't reject all the hadith. We accepted some part of the hadith, and some part of the hadith we rejected it. Okay. Then we discuss about number 4. وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ لَازَمَ هَذَا الْمُخْتَلِطِ وَمَيَّزَ حَدِيثُهُ فَحَدِيثُهُ مِنْهُ مَقْبُولٌ. We said is the narrator who become mukhtalit, but we have the one student or maybe 2 students. These students always living together with this narrator. So they know all his hadiths. They know all his hadiths, and they know the hadiths that he given them before ikhtilat and the hadiths that he given them after ikhtilat, and they can differentiate between all the hadiths of this narrator. So if you find like this student who lived together with his ustaz long time, so we accepted the hadith because we know him. He know in and out for this ustaz. Everything regarding the ustaz, he already know it in and out of this ustaz. All his hadiths, he know it. So he can differentiate between the hadiths that this ustaz give them before ikhtilat and after ikhtilat. So if this kind of student narrated this hadith, we accepted the hadith. And number 5 is the narrator who become mukhtalit, but we didn't know who narrated hadith from him before ikhtilat, and we didn't know the student narrated hadith from him after ikhtilat. We didn't know. We know this person is mukhtalit, but we didn't know. We cannot differentiate between his student. We cannot say that this and this student narrated from him before ikhtilat, and we cannot say this student narrated from him after ikhtilat. We cannot differentiate. We cannot differentiate between students. Or we didn't know which time he became mukhtalit. We didn't know which time he became a mukhtalit. So for this reason, this narrator, if we find the student narrated hadith from him, the hadith is rejected. The hadith is rejected. Why? Because we didn't know who narrated from him before or after, and we didn't know which time he became a mukhtalit. So for this reason, the ulama rejected the hadith, because they cannot differentiate between the student narrated from him before and after, and they didn't know which time he became a mukhtalit. This is number 5. Then number 6, ومنهم من اشتبه أمرهم ولكن أخرج لهم شيخان أو أحدهما عن هذا المختلط فحديثهم مقبولة لحسن الظن لشيخين، كما أشار إلى ذلك العراقي في كتاب التقييد والإيداع. We said number 6 is the narrators that they become mukhtalit. We cannot differentiate the student who narrated from him before and after, and we didn't know which time he became mukhtalit. But this person, Bukhari the Muslim, narrated hadith from him, or only Bukhari narrated from him, or only Muslim narrated hadith from him. So for this reason, we accepted the hadith of this person. Why? Because Bukhari and Muslim narrated hadith from him. If somebody asks you why, because li husn al-zan li shaykhain, because we trust Bukhari and Muslim, because the ummah, all the ulama, they already agree all the hadiths that in Bukhari and Muslim are sahih. All. It means if we said all, the hadiths that Bukhari mentioned is not mu'allaqat. If we said all the hadiths that in Bukhari and Muslim are authentic, we means the hadith that Bukhari said haddasana, narrated the hadith with isnad. So all the hadith that Bukhari narrated it with isnad, and all the hadith that the Muslim narrated it with isnad, the ulama already agree all these hadiths are sahih. So for this reason, when we find source of this narrator who is mukhtalit, we didn't know, we cannot differentiate, but we see Bukhari and Muslim narrated hadith from him, so we agree. because we know we are trusted. لِحُسْنِ الظَّنِّ لِشَيْخَيْنِ, we trust them because we know that Bukhari cannot bring the hadith that is not authentic in his book. Also the Muslim, the same thing. Okay, so this is the hukum for hadith al-ikhtilat. Ahmad, sorry, because the hygienic is not his today, so I need to revise because he get the point that because I know Ahmad, he already he's eager to enter the new topic. Okay, then we discuss about the kayfiyatu ma'rifatu rawi al-mukhtalit. Kayfiyatu ma'rifatu rawi mukhtalit. How you can know that this rawi is mukhtalit. How we can know this rawi is mukhtalit. So the ulama explain for us the ways that we can use in order to know this rawi is mukhtalit. So the first way is تصريح أهل العلم السابقين بذلك كأن يقول أحدهم فلان مختلط روى عنه فلان وفلان قبل اختلاطه وروى عنه فلان وفلان بعد اختلاطه. وهذه الطريقة هي أكثر ما يعرف به حال رواية التلاميذ عن مشايخهم مختلطين. So the first way is the muhaddisun, the hadith scholars, they explain, they said this narrator is mukhtalit, and this student and this student and this student narrated from him before he became mukhtalit, and the remaining students narrated from him after he became mukhtalit. So this is the very easier way to know this rawi is mukhtalit, to know this rawi is mukhtalit. If the hadith scholars explain that this narrator is a mukhtalit, and they explain that this student and this student and this student narrated from him before he became mukhtalit, and remaining students narrated from him after he became mukhtalit. So this is very easier way to know this rawi is mukhtalit. If you read the kutub, Alai, he have the one book, he wrote it, he tried to mention all the names of the narrators that are mukhtalitun, and he explained this kind of student and this student narrated from him before, and this student narrated from him after. And also he explained, also sometimes he give the example of hadith that this narrator narrated it after and before, and also he explained which year this person he became a mukhtalit. The name of the book, al-Mukhtalitun. Yeah, of course. But I try with Ahmad, we translate it to Malay. Okay. So this is the first way. Then another way, يعرف ذلك بنظر في تاريخ اختلاط الشيخ وتاريخ وفاة تلميذ. فإذا كان التلميذ قد مات قبل اختلاط شيخه فهذا يدل على أن أخذه عن شيخ خانة في زمن استقامته. Another way that we can know this hadith, the narrator narrated it after he became mukhtalit, is we look the tarikh, history of the narrator and the history of his student. If we find that his student narrated hadith for him, and this student, after he narrated hadith from him, he passed away, and after he passed away, then his ustaz became a mukhtalit. So we know that all the hadith from this student is accepted because this student narrated from him from the beginning, before he starts to become a mukhtalit, the student he already passed away. So we can read the history when this ustaz became a mukhtalit and when the student passed away, because it came student he passed away before his teacher. Maybe his student came to his teacher, he narrated many hadiths from him. After that, this student returned back to his town, he started giving the hadith. So in his town, this student passed away, but his teacher is still alive, and his teacher continued giving the hadith, and maybe after some years, his teacher became a mukhtalit. So when we read the history of student and teacher, we find that this student, when he passed away, his teacher is not a mukhtalit. Means his teacher become mukhtalit after the student passed away. So for this reason, we can accept the hadith from this student, because before his teacher became a mukhtalit, the student he already passed away. Number 3, أن يحدث التلميذ المختلط باختلاط شيخه وأنه أخذ منه قبل أو بعد اختلاط. Number 3 is the student, he is the one, he can inform us that he said, my ustaz, now he became a mukhtalit, and the student explained, he said to us, I narrated this hadith and this hadith and this hadith from my ustaz before he became a mukhtalit, and this hadith and remaining hadith narrated from him after he became a mukhtalit. So this is another easier way to know the hadith mukhtalit. If the student he explained, he said that my ustaz is mukhtalit, and the student also explained that I narrated the hadith from this hadith and this hadith from my ustaz before he became mukhtalit, and the remaining hadith I narrated it from my ustaz after he became a mukhtalit. So this is another way that we can know the mukhtalit. Number 4, أن يمنع أحد راوي المختلط من التحديث أو يمنع الناس من دخول عليه من أجل الأخذ عنه بعد اختلاطه. Another way, if we find the narrators, his family stopping him to give the hadith to the student, or his family, they didn't allow anybody to enter in his majlis to narrated hadith from him. So from this we can understand that why his family stopping him to give the hadith to the student, and why his family, they didn't allow anybody to narrated hadith from him. So we know that this rawi, he became a mukhtalit. So if you find any narrator who his family stopping him to give hadith to anybody, or they didn't allow any student to enter to him to narrated hadith, so this shows that this narrator is already become a mukhtalit. So for this reason, all the hadith that the student narrated from him before his family stopping him to give the hadith is accepted. But after we see his family stopping him to give the hadith, or they didn't allow any student to enter, for example, one student, he entered, he collect without the knowing of his family, so we cannot accept this hadith. Then number 5, another way, أن يكون حديث المختلط من رواية الكبار من أصحاب الراوي مختلط الذين علم أنهم سمعوا منه في وقت مبكر وإن لم ينص على تاريخ سماعهم. The another way is if the rawi, we find that he have the senior student, the senior of his student narrated hadith from him in the previous times. So, but this the senior student, we see them the stopping narrated hadith from him. For example, he have the students. This student divided into two: seniors and junior students. Means senior student, they are the student that they narrated hadith from him since beginning of his life, means since he started giving the hadith. And the junior students means are the student that narrated hadith from him in the end of his life. So when we see the senior students, these senior students that narrated hadith from him since beginning of his life, if I say beginning of his life, I means when he started give the hadith, we saw them the stopping narrated hadith from him. So from this we can know this rawi, he became a mukhtalit, because if not, why they didn't continue narrated hadith from him? Because they know that they become a mukhtalit. So I think this is the thing that we discussed last week. So today, inshallah ta'ala, we discuss about the hadith mu'allal. So I busy yesterday, I didn't write it for you, but inshallah next week I will write, I give you the papers. Hadith mu'allal. Hadith mu'allal. Hadith mu'allal. So, what is the meaning of hadith al-mu'allal? What is the definition of hadith al-mu'allal? What is the definition? Yes, I will give you, because yesterday I am so busy. I tried to make it in the night, but I am so tired. So inshallah next week, inshallah, just now I explain in English. So next week, if I bring the note, inshallah, also we can read again, inshallah. So firstly, you already know the conditions of hadith as-sahih. The hadith, before we said this hadith is sahih, it has fulfilled 5 conditions: ittisal al-sanad, adalah al-ruwat, al-dabt, adam al-shuzuz, wala illa. So this, if we find the illa in the hadith, so the hadith is weak. The hadith is weak. So the hadith that we find the illa inside it called hadith mu'allal. Illa. The hadith that we found the illa inside it, this hadith called hadith mu'allal. Hadith mu'allal. I repeat again. With illa, I explain. I say that hadith mu'allal, we already know that before the hadith we said this hadith is sahih. it has to fulfill 5 conditions. 5 conditions I already explained. These conditions are ittisal sanad, adalah ruwat, al-dabt, number 3 al-dabt, adamu shuzuz wa adamu illa. So illa, this illa, if you find an illa in any hadith, so this hadith is weak, because it's among the condition of hadith sahih. Don't find any illa inside. So if you find the illa inside, so this hadith is not sahih, it's weak hadith. So this illa, if you find the illa inside the hadith, this hadith called hadith mu'allal. Hadith mu'allal. Hadith mu'allal. If you find the illa inside the hadith, so this hadith is called hadith mu'allal. So what is illa? If we said illa, mean is the hiding error. Hiding error. Error. Yeah. So this is called illa. Something is error inside the hadith, but it's very hide. You cannot see it. You cannot see it. So this is the reason why the ulama said this type of hadith is very difficult. Even like we see here, even the past ulama ul hadith, only few of them they know hadith mu'allal. Only few of them, not all of them. I will explain for you here. Not all of them they know the illa. Only few of them. So if we said hadith, what is the definition of hadith mu'allal? So hadith mu'allal huwa al-hadith allazi ittala'a fihi ala illati taqduhu fi sihhatihi ma'a anna zahiruhu as-salamatu minha. So this is the reason why it's very difficult, because hadith illa cannot enter in the isnad that is weak. Isnad illa, it will enter in the hadith sahih. So this is the reason why we said, what is the meaning of hadith mu'allal? Mean is the hadith that a hiding error found in that hadith, but if you look this hadith physically, you see this hadith is authentic. If I bring this hadith to you and you look this hadith, you can find this hadith is fulfilled the 5 conditions. Physically you can see the hadith is authentic, but no, because inside the hadith it has hiding error inside. So this hiding error inside is the cause to make this hadith weak, but I cannot see it. I cannot see it. Only the great ulama of hadith can find this illa. So this is the meaning of hadith mu'allal. I repeat again, hadith mu'allal is the hadith that is authentic hadith. If you look it physically, you see this hadith is authentic, but unfortunately this hadith is not authentic. Why? Because inside the hadith it has hiding error inside, and nobody can see this error, only the great hadith scholars. So this is the reason why we said this hadith, this type of hadith is so difficult. Only few ulama they discuss. You can see the hadith. If you look, the hadith is fine. Yeah, you look sahih. but it's not sahih. Inside this hadith, it has error inside. This error is the one who make this hadith weak. Make this hadith weak. So this is the definition of hadith mu'allal. Means is the hadith authentic hadith physically, but inside it has the illah that make the hadith weak. But this illah, nobody can see it, only expert. Very expert.
So it means that everyone hadith will be takhrij.
Yeah, to do the takhrij, the ulama, they can find this illah inside the hadith. Like I will, because maybe we will take a long time in this illah, I will explain for you the ways how you can find the illah in the hadith. So I hope you understand the definition. You understand the definition of illah, hadith mu'allal. So like I explained for you, this knowledge of illah is so difficult. Even the past ulama ul hadith, not all of them they discuss about this illah. Only few of them. Like before that, this is the reason why Abdurrahman bin Mahdi, he said that لأن أعرف إلة الحديث واحد أحب إلي من أن أكتب 20 حديثا ليس عندي. He said, I know one hadith that it has illah is better to me than I write 20 hadith that it has not illah. Why he means here? He said, I know one hadith that it has illah is better to me than I know 20 hadith that it has not illah. Why? Because the 20 hadith that it has not illah is very easy to know it, but the hadith that it has illah is very difficult to know it. So this is the reason why he said if he can know one hadith that it has illah is better to him than he know 20 hadith that it has not illah, because the hadith that is not illah is very easy for him to know, but the hadith that it has illah is very difficult for him to know. So this shows that Abdurrahman bin Mahdi is the very expert in among the best ulama hadith scholars. He passed away 198. Abdurrahman bin Mahdi. Yes, he's great scholar. So this is the reason why if you look the history and biography of the ulama ul hadith, only few of them they discuss about the illah. Like Ibn Hajar is later. Ibn, so we did the previous ulama also later. Like Ali ibn Madini, Ali bin Abdullah al-Madini, he is the teacher of Bukhari. So this Ali bin Abdullah bin Abdullah al-Madini. Yeah. So this Ali bin Abdullah, he is the teacher of Bukhari. He is among the ulama that they know illah. So he write the book for ilal li Ali bin Madini, but unfortunately most of this book the ulama they didn't found this book. Only few of the book they find. Most,
He also wrote a book
yes, for Ilal.
for Ilan.
Yes, the book is called Ilal li Ali ibn Madini. So this book is big book, but unfortunately 90% of the book the ulama they didn't found it, only 1%. So now if you go and check, you can find it like this, only like this, one. But 90% of the books the ulama lost it, we didn't find it up to now. But we didn't know, maybe maybe inshallah in the future maybe we can find it. Yes. And maybe in Europe, because you know that when they defeated the Muslim countries, they take a lot of our books and our Torahs. So they didn't leave our books to us, only few of them. So but if you go there, they can find many books there, Mahtut. In the European countries like England, France, Germany, Italy, especially in Spain, and because the British enter most of the Islamic countries and they defeated them, also France, especially France. Okay, so we are also Ahmad bin Hanbal is among the expert ulama that know the illah. Ahmad bin Hanbal. Ahmad bin Hanbal. Also he have the book Ilal li Ahmad bin Hanbal. Also al-Bukhari, Imam al-Bukhari. He know the illah. Why we say he know the illah? Because
Ali is his teacher.
yeah, Ali is the teacher. Yeah. And among the reason why the Bukhari write the hadith, Sahih al-Bukhari, he take this idea from his teacher Ali ibn Madini. No, Ali ibn Madini, Ishaq bin Rahuya. Not this one, Ishaq bin Rahuya. He is the one who give idea to Bukhari to write Sahih al-Bukhari, not Ali Ishaq.
Ahmad in there, actually he also have a lot of books, but you only find.
No, yes, we have a lot of book of Ahmad. We have many books of Imam Ahmad, but not all of them we find. All the ulama they have a lot of books, but not all the books we find. Some of the books we already lost it. Some of the books we know their names through the book of Ibn Hajar. Maybe he said this alim he have the book, but we didn't see the book. Also among them Yaqub bin Shayba, and also Abu Hatim al-Razi. He have the book Ilal li Abi Hatim al-Razi. Abu Hatim al-Razi and Abu Zur'a al-Razi. They are classmates, not brothers. They are classmates. They are from the same town. Abu Zur'a al-Razi and Abu Hatim al-Razi. Yes, all of them. Razi is from Rai, Iran. Now in Iran. So they are graded ulama in hadith, Abu Hatim and Abu Zur'a. And also Darul Qutni. So this one, Darul Qutni, Dar Qutni. So this Darul Qutni, he became after this ulama, but we cannot compare anybody to him regarding the illah. Yeah, he is the one who write at least 20 mujallad, 20, almost 20 for illah. Ilal, yeah, ilal ahadith that it has illah, he explained. So at that time when I have from Mujallad Awal to to 12. Yes, to 12 of his book. I have it 1 to 12, but because when I am Medina, the remaining 8 is not out yet. So now after I come here, I hear that the remaining 8 out. Inshallah, if maybe I go to Umrah, I will buy the complete. So this is ilal. So only few ulama they discuss about the illah. Only the few ulama discuss about the illah.
So you're saying only one expert? Only one expert in this thing, Ali bin...
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Ali...
Only one, there is only one expert,
Ali bin Madini.
Yeah, he's only one actually.
No. All these people that I mentioned now, also they are experts.
But do they write the same amount of
yes
info?
Yes, but Darukutni, he wrote at least 20 books in Illah. This is the reason I said I have 1 to 12. But the 20 he wrote about the Hadith Mu'allal. He explained one by one. He said this Hadith, inside it has illah. He explained the illah.
All the Hadith is written?
Yes, written. That it has illah. And explain how this Hadith it has illah. So this is the reason why if you want to be a muhaddis, you have to spend a lot of money to buy the books. You cannot be a muhaddis. You don't have a books.
There's so many types of Hadith.
Yes. So this is the reason why you cannot compare any knowledge with Hadith, because Hadith is so wide, and ulama they wrote many books regarding the Hadith.
I think the most subject, they have a lot of books.
Yes. So this is the reason why the ulama said, the ulama al-Hadith always there are poor people, they don't have money, because anything that they get, they buy the books. They buy the book. So some of them they sell their house and buy the books. Some of them they don't have put to eat. The money that they have, they go and buy the paper and the qalam in order to write the hadith, or to buy the ink in order to write the hadith. So this is the reason why if you read the biography of ulama al-Hadith, most of them are poor. You see Shu'bah, Amirul Mu'minin fil Hadith, is very poor.
Shu'bah?
Yes, he don't have anything. This is a Shu'bah. Yes. He have one brother. His brother, he is the one who can help him to give him food to eat.
So when you were in Medina, have you met any of the contemporary muhaddith?
Yes, we meet. For example, now Albani. Yeah, if you look Albani, he's poor. He don't have anything. So because all what they get, they spend it in hadith. Because the hadith, if you like hadith, it's like your blood. So anything, if you get, you cannot compare anything in this dunya with hadith. Because like the muhaddis, like he cannot spend his life without hadith, like his blood. Yes.
But I do read somewhere Ibn Hajar is quite, it's not poor, isn't it?
Yes, I said most of them. Yes, even in previous we have some of them that are rich, like Imam al-Nasai. He's rich. Also, Muslim is a businessman. Muslim. Yes. Most, I said for you, most of them.
Most.
Yes. Bukhari, from the beginning he's a rich, but in the end he became a poor, because when his father passed away, he left for him a lot of money. But Bukhari, he spent all this money for hadith. So in the end, Bukhari, he became a poor. He don't have money. Sometimes if he travel to Masar, he narrated hadith from his ustaz. He don't have money to buy paper and ink in order to write hadith. So for this reason, he memorized the hadith. If he come back to his town, he go and do some work. He get some money, and he buy the paper and he write the hadith that he memorized. So this is the reason why if you read the history of the hadith, ulama al-Hadith, yes, so you can increase your iman, because you see how these people spend their lives in order to protect the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They don't do that for the sake of dunya, just in order to protect the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So without these people, we cannot get the authentic sunnah. So but these people, they tried their best in order to defend the religion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Without the ulama al-Hadith, now we cannot find the sunnah, because they are the people who try their best and spend all what they have, their lives and their properties, in order to protect the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But unfortunately now, some person, he called this is sunnah, he said no, I cannot accept it. In our days, the authentic sunnah, to inform it to somebody, he said no, I cannot accept it. But the ulama in previous, what if you see how this a'immati arba'a, they are respect the sunnah. How Imam Shafi'i, he respect the sunnah.
What is the Sahih Sunnah? So there's some call it what?
Imam Shafi'i, if sunnah is, it come from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so he cannot look any saying of any person. If the sunnah it come from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he cannot listen any person. Just he goes straight what he see from the hadith. So this is the reason why he said that if I say anything that is against the hadith, authentic hadith, so I will inform you that I already leave my opinion, I return to the hadith, authentic hadith, even I am still alive or I pass away. This is Imam Shafi'i. Imam Shafi'i, he said that if he said he give his opinion and you get the hadith, authentic hadith that is against his opinion, so he inform you that he already leave his opinion, he returned to that hadith authentic, even he's alive, he's still alive, or he passed away. Even after he passed away, so even he didn't see the hadith, so he already leave his opinion, he returned back to the hadith. So you see how they respect the hadith, how they respect the hadith. But now we said to somebody, this is the hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but he started arguing. But the ulama, if you say to Imam Shafi'i, this is hadith, he don't have anything to say. Just he give the total submission to that hadith. The same to Imam Malik, the same to Imam Muhammad.
But Imam Shafi'i did mention that if you come across a hadith which is stronger than what he has, then take that. He also say that.
Yes. He also say that He said that if you find the hadith that is authentic, and this hadith is against my opinion, so the thing that I will inform you, leave my opinion and take the authentic hadith. This is the wasiyah of Shafi'i to us. To us. Imam Shafi'i, he said that to us. So, but now he says somebody, this is authentic hadith, but he said no, or he started arguing. You see how these ulama, they give their lives and their properties in order to protect the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the reason why, inshallah, these ulama in Jannah, they are very close to the Prophet. But what about us? Always we hate the sunnah of the Prophet. This ulama, Imam Shafi'i, Imam Malik, Abu Hanifa, Ahmad, and remaining ulama, always they try to protect the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So for this reason, in Yawm al-Qiyamah, they are very close to the Prophet. Why? Because Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that in one authentic hadith, al-mar'u ma'a man ahabba yawm al-Qiyamah. If you love somebody, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will make you together with Him in Yawm al-Qiyamah. So this ulama, they love Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the reason why they try to protect his religion. They try to protect his sunnah. So this is the reason why in Yawm al-Qiyamah they are very close. They are very close to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So what about us now? What about us? Now we said this is the sunnah of the Prophet. We started fighting. But if you said to Imam Shafi'i, this is the sunnah, this is the sunnah, just he give total submission. One day, somebody came to the Imam Shafi'i, he asked him about the hukum of one mas'ala. Then the Imam Shafi'i, he gave him answer according to the hadith. What hadith said, Imam Shafi'i gave him an answer. And this person asked Imam Shafi'i, what is your opinion? After Imam Shafi'i informed him what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, and this person asked the Imam Shafi'i, what is your opinion? Then the Imam Shafi'i is very angry. He said to him, did you see me? I come from church. I said for you, Qala Rasulullah. Then you ask me about my opinion. Who I am? Who I am to compare my opinion to the saying of the Prophet. He's very, very angry. He said, did you see me? I come from church. Because the Christians, they are the people that if Allah said or Prophet Isa said, they give their opinions. He said, did you see I come from church? Did you see me? I come from church. So he's very angry. He said, I said, Qala Rasulullah. Then you ask me your opinion. Who I am to compare my opinion to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He's very angry. But
what is the hadith like?
I forgot the mas'ala, but this qissa that I memorized. So this is how the ulama always they try to give us tarbiyah, to know that we cannot compare anybody with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because Prophet, he is the one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed Islam to him. Allah, he didn't reveal Islam to me. He didn't reveal Quran to me or to you or to any person. Only he revealed Quran to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he already said to us, if you need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he accept our ibadah, we have to follow the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So any person who do his own ibadah against the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so the question, who teach him? Because we know that Allah, he didn't reveal this ibadah to you. He revealed it to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he already explained everything. Every ibadah, Prophet he explained. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he already explained all the ibadah to us before he passed away. So for this reason, if somebody bring another new ibadah, he practice any ibadah, we ask him, who teach you this ibadah? Is it Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam explain for you to do that, or who explain for you to do it? So if Prophet said, okay, we don't have problem, so we pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us in order to do that ibadah. Because in Yawm al-Qiyamah, if Allah asks you, who said to do, who teach you this ibadah? He said, because this ibadah, it comes from authentic hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So this is very, very important. We know that the ulama, they respected the sunnah. All the ulama al-arba'a mazahib, all of them, they respected the sunnah. And all of them, they already said to us, if we find anything that they say is against the sunnah, so we leave what they said and we take the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So
I think the
aqsamul illa.
I think the followers don't know about this. The followers in Mazhab don't know about this.
Because they didn't read deeply in Mazhab. If they read, they can see. Now I give you an example. For example, Ibn Hajar Asqalani, he's a Shafi'i. He's following Mazhab Shafi'i, but you can see him in Fathul Bari. He lived many opinions of Imam Shafi'i before of Hadith. Because of Hadith. He lived many opinions of Imam Shafi'i in Fathul Bari because this opinion is against the Hadith. It's Shafi'i. Imam al-Nawawi, he's Shafi'i. But if you read his Kitab al-Majmu' or his Kitab Sharh Sahih Muslim, you can find him, he choose the authentic Hadith and he lived the opinion of Shafi'i that is against the authentic Hadith. And he said this is the, so many times Imam Nawawi, he said this is the saying of Mazhab Shafi'i, but the thing that I choose is against this opinion because this opinion of Shafi'i is against what comes from this Hadith. Also, if you look to Malikiya, Ibn Abdul Barr al-Maliki fi Istisqa, many times he bring the opinion of Malikiya, and he said this opinion of Malikiya is against the authentic Hadith. So he chose the authentic Hadith and he lived the opinion of Mazhab. Also, if you look Abu Hanifa, his two students, Abu Yusuf and Muhammad bin Hassan al-Shaybani, many of the opinion of Abu Hanifa, they rejected it. Why? Because these opinions, they are against the authentic Hadith. And this Abu Yusuf and Muhammad bin Hassan al-Shaybani, they are very close to Abu Hanifa. They are the best student of Abu Hanifa. Only in Mazhab Abu Hanifa, you cannot compare these two students to Abu Hanifa with any student, because these two students are the two students that always live together with Abu Hanifa. But after the Abu Hanifa passed away, they find many authentic hadiths that Abu Hanifa, he didn't see it. He gave the fatwa against this authentic hadith. So for this reason, they rejected the opinion of their teacher. They take what comes from hadith, because Abu Hanifa, he already gave them wasiyah. He already said to them, if you find any, my opinion is against the sunnah of the Prophet, so you leave my opinion and take the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you see, this ulama, they know Nawawi, he knows Shafi'iyya more than any Shafi'i now. Any who can follow the Shafi'i, Imam al-Nawawi, he knows Shafi'iyya more than any person this time who knows Shafi'iyya. Also Ibn Hajar, he knows Shafi'iyya more than any person. Also Ibn Abdul Bar, he knows Malikiyya more than any Malik person who can follow the Mazhab of Malikiyya. Ibn Abdul Bar. Also in Hanabila, Ibn Qudama al-Maqdisi, he have the book Al-Mughni. You can find him sometimes, he rejected the opinion of Hanabila, he choose what come from Hadith authentic.
Al-Mughni?
Yes, Al-Mughni, the Ibn Qudama. If you read a Mughni, he's humbly. You can find him, sometimes he rejected the opinion of Mazhab, because this opinion is against the authentic Hadith. Ibn Qudama al-Mughni. So this is how the tarbiyah of ulama, this is how the ulama teach us. So we don't have any reason or any excuse if we find the authentic hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we rejected the hadith. We don't have any excuse. Okay.
Those what happened then earlier. So when we are here now, at present time, we are not told about, like the students of Shafi'i, those workers of Ibn Hajar and Imam Nawawi. He didn't say what did Shafi'i say, which is against the authentic hadith that we just found. They have they written in anywhere that the people can know?
If you read their books, because the thing that I need to understand, all this A'imma Arba'a, the things that they said that is against hadith is very few. This is because all of them they try to follow the hadith, because they are human beings. Sometimes maybe the hadith, they didn't see the hadith, he give the fatwa, but he didn't know the hadith. Maybe the hadith is not reached to him. So the things that this ulama, this arba'a, mazahib al-arba'a, the things that they against the hadith, they are very few. Not all. Most of the opinion is accepted because it's the take from the hadith. But we discuss about the few opinions, not all. The majority of their opinions is together with the hadith. Only few of the opinions. So if you read the books of Imam Nawawi, means his book big like al-Majmu'. Majmu' I think is almost 15 mujallad, and Shaykh Sahih Muslim. These are the greatest book of Imam Shafi'i. So in this case, if you read, if you come with the mas'ala that the opinion of Shafi'i is against the hadith, he explained. But not he write the book only to show these opinions are the opinions that is against the hadith. No, in his book, when he's discussing about the mas'ala, he explained this opinion is the opinion of Shafi'i, but this opinion is against the hadith. So for this reason, he chose what he said, what the hadith came is better. I hope you understand. Okay.
That's why Mazhab Zahiri is taking the direct.
Yes, the Mazhab Zahiri also, they have a lot of mistakes. Because always Mazhab Zahiri, he take Zahirul Hadith. Sometimes if you take Zahirul Hadith, you make a lot of mistakes. Not all the time. So this is the reason why the Mazhab Arba'a is better than Mazhab Zahiriya. Yes, because the Mazhab Zahiriya always he take the Zahirul Hadith. So for this reason, sometimes he make mistakes, because the hadith, you have to bring all the hadith before you take the hukum. But he take the hadith only what he see zahir, he use with it. Maybe he have another hadith, he didn't see it. So this is the reason why not all the time, sometimes you can get him make a lot of mistakes. So this is the reason why the Arba'a mazahib is well recognized than mazhab al-Zahiriyah.
You mean this mazhab Zahiriyah is different from the four mazhab?
It's also mazhab in Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, in Ahl Sunnah, but he used only the Zahirul Hadith.
Because this one I heard from someone in he said that normally refer to some Zahiriyah.
No, not Malik. Malik is not a Zahiri.
An example that he gave is about the meat of pork. The only haram is the meat. So Imam Malik says only the meat, but not other parts. So that is Zahir to take it.
No, this is not Zahir. This is not Zahir, because if you look the ayah, the ulama, they had different opinions regarding the ayah. So they said this ayah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said innahu rijis, this rijis means only the meat of khinzir. But if it's not the meat, it's not haram. So this is just understanding. But the right opinion is the whole body of khinzir is haram.
No, probably there must be hadith backing that ayat of Quran, isn't it?
Yes.
So I suppose what I understand from him is that it's Imam Malik who take it Zahiriyah.
No, Imam Malik, he cannot use, he's not following the Zahiriyah mazhab. Malik, he cannot follow in the Zahiriyah mazhab. If you know the Zahiriyah, if you read the Kitab al-Muhalla li Ibn Hazm, you see how they can use Zahirul Hadith, not what Imam Malik he do. It's difference. Okay. So what is the time? We continue or?
After Albani, who's
We have a lot of students. They try their best. Yes, a lot of his students and other students also they try. You can find them in Saudi Arabia. There are people there in Syria also, in Jordan, also in Masar. Also you can find many students that are trying in hadith.
The Sheikh in the university.
The Sheikh.
Are they one of those muhaddith?
They have many. They try their best. Okay, finish. Okay.
Albani also is quite expert in Jilat, isn't it?
So we stop here because if we come next week, we started with Aqsam Mu'allal. Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.